formalities are nearly over. The next job that we have to do is to supply you with the team details. Start with Manchester United with Peter Schmeichel, that giant Dane in goal. Number 2, Paul Parker, after 3 weeks out injured. Number 3, Dennis Irwin. 4, Steve Bruce, the captain today. 5, Mike Phelan. 6, Gary Pallister, the player of the year. 7, Andrei Kanchelskis from the Ukraine. 8 is Paul Ince. 9, Brian McClair, the top scorer with 22. 10 is Mark Hughes. And 11, that breathtaking 18-year-old Ryan Giggs. Parker returns to right back then, Irwin at left. Phelan gets the important job in the centre of the midfield ahead of Neil Webb, who's a sub. No Brian Robson as expected. Kanchelskis and Giggs down the flanks, with Lee Sharp the other sub. Nottingham Forest, meanwhile, well, they have Andy Marriott in goal, 21 years old, and only a handful of games behind him. He's in goal. Number 2, Gary Charles, back after injury. 3, in place of the injured Stuart Pearce, is Brett Williams. 4, Des Walker, now the captain. 5, Darren Wassell. 6, the splendid young Irishman Roy Keane. 7 is Gary Crosby. 8, Scott Gemmell. 9, Nigel Clough, the manager's son. 10, Teddy Sheringham. And 11, Kingsley Black. Pearce's place at left back. It's a really huge void to fill for Forest. Williams, who's played the last 2 games, gets that job. There's now a more vulnerable look, it seems, about Forest defence than for some time, but elsewhere, of course, there is plenty of talent to go around. Let's have a look at the 2 substitutes. As I said, for Manchester United, it's Webb and Sharp, and for Forest, it's the fullback Brian Laws and the striker Lee Glover. Gemmell up to Clough. Good touch there for Keane. Gets it back again for Clough. Keane going on and outstripping the ball, and his shot was saved by Schmeichel. But Roy Keane, with that dramatic new haircut of his, that I can tell you he took a fair amount of ribbing from his teammates yesterday when he appeared with that. But that was a typical Keane surge through the middle. Pallister knocking it into McClair. The little touch for Giggs. He's away again. Little ball in play there for McClair again. A goal for Manchester United. Brian McClair, made by Ryan Giggs. Top scorers in business again. That's his 23rd this season. But just look at the work here of Giggs.
It was delightful football by Giggs, wasn't it, to set up the play there for Brian McClair. And did McClair do well? He was in initially here, he sort of miscontrolled it there, but it rolled to Giggs. He took a quick, looked as if he was going to have a shot at one stage, and then rolled it back into Brian's path, and that was it, tucked away.
He hit it long just as Sheringham started to come short. Pallister playing it in towards Mark Hughes. Marriott's there, but he's lost it. Hughes with a chance. McClair with a chance! Brilliantly kicked away by Brian Laws. Well, an unselfish bit of play by Hughes, and McClair, after Marriott had lost it there, Hughes must have thought possibly about turning himself, but then McClair played it in. Excellent work by Laws. Laws up towards Sheringham. Shaking off Pallister. Nigel Clough's waiting in the middle. Great work by Schmeichel. Excellent anticipation. Bravely down as Clough came in.
That was a beautiful ball at Teddy Sheringham.
Excellent.
Pallister for dead there. Strode away from him, and he's looking for little Clough. He wants to bend it round, Bruce.
Clough there with a header. Couldn't quite flick it on for Scott Gemmell. Irwin gets it away for Manchester United. The last seconds now, Walker hitting it forward again. But there goes the final whistle. It's a victory for Manchester United by a goal to nil. Alex Ferguson's team have done it. They are sure of a place in Europe next season. It's in the UEFA Cup. If they win the championship, of course, it'll be in the European Cup. The 2 managers, Brian Clough and Alex Ferguson. Defeat for Forest. So many times they've been here, so many times they've won, but Brian McClair's goal now has made all the difference for Manchester United to win this League Cup for the first time. Let's go find Gary Newpond down on the pitch.
Won this particular trophy?
Well, it's a long time coming, and I think it adds to the history of the club. When you see all the list of honours we've had, and we didn't have the League Cup then, we'll put it right today.
I know the championship is important to you, but is this particularly special to you?
Well, I think winning a trophy is important. For our club, it's extra important because the demands and expectancy of everyone means you have to win the trophy. And we want to win trophies, and we've done well today.
How did you think your side played?
At times we played well, at times Notts Forest played well. I think we were probably the better side at the most chances, but you have to give credit to Forest because they kept plugging away, and at 1-0 up, you can never be sure.
They've been suffering from injuries because of a lot of fixtures. You're going to have possibly that problem going into the end of the championship now. There's a lot of games for you now.
Well, we've got the pool of players. We should have Brian Robson fit for Thursday, and we've got plenty of players sitting there waiting to get a game.
It's going well for you so far. Well done, Alex.
Thank you.
Terrific reception for Manchester United. It's a long old climb after a long old afternoon, but I bet when you win it's an easier climb than when you beat. Steve Bruce. They've tried for long enough to win this League Cup of Manchester United, and now in 1992. There we are, the first time. Peter Schmeichel the Dane, Mark Hughes, who battled with Darren Wassell, and Dennis Irwin and Paul Parker, Mike Phelan, who came in and did an excellent job there, Gary Pallister as well, Andrei Kanchelskis in the tracksuit there, who was substituted, Lee Sharp and Brian Giggs, and Brian McClair, who's been named man of the match, wins the Alan Hardacre Trophy, awarded by the press. There he is getting it, in memory of the former league secretary whose brainchild this competition was. The Alan Hardacre Trophy goes to Brian McClair, with his 23rd goal of the season once more. Well, they're certain to be in Europe next season, one way or another. Ian?
Yes, we can look forward to that. And as you know, Rumbelows are promising £1 million if they go on and win the European trophy next year to go towards ground improvement. So that's quite a bonus for them as well if they manage to do that.
Steve, you're the first United captain ever to win that cup.
Yeah, it's a proud moment. You have to do something to emulate sort of like Sir Brian. I feel desperately sorry for him because basically it should have been him going there. But I'm extremely proud, and it's an honour I'll take with me.
And it's going to be some season now if you can wrap it up with the league championship.
Well, now we can concentrate on that now, and it'll be some night tonight, never mind the championship.
It's a big club on the move.
Let's hope so.
Well done.